they're using little kids to follow me around, using the word bitch, and the police is following me around. So something's going on. I hope that they're not hiring black Americans and the police to start killing Africans. So I'm just a homeless Nigerian. So the thief needs to know this country is not safe. On 59th Street, the police got on the train, and they were the next train brought to me. And the little black American kids are following around, so you're going to be killed soon, they're coming for your neck. Ever since our captain said that, says some of you are not righteous, they're coming for your neck. He said that 2 weeks ago. And I believe it was August 2nd, and by August 7th, the police tried to arrest me in Jamaica, Queens. Said, I shouldn't be, I'm not allowed to have bags in the train system. I'm like, you can't hold me hostage, I'm an African. I need to be able to travel freely. What if I want to travel abroad? Not that I want to travel abroad, it's not safe for me anywhere. Even Nigeria, I was abused in Nigeria. So this Trump and Eric Adams, they're colluding. I criticize Trump a lot, and their police are following around. And I criticize the Me Too also, because I speak for people that are, some of the people that were arrested for sex abuse, like Weinstein and R. Kelly, because there was some problem with their arrest. I speak out for them because that was not that I support sex harassment or sex abuse, but I'm witness to some of the wrongful arrests they went through. Because I had the lawyer for the Me Too, Gloria Allred. I called her on the phone and I said I went through sexual abuse also when the police removed me and my mother from my home on Staten Island. And I asked her if she could help me, and she said she can't help me go against the police because the police would drop R. Kelly and Weinstein case. I said she's bribing them. This is what she told me. So I'm like, that's not fair. If you would not help me with my own sex abuse case against the police, the NYPD, when they evicted me and my mother, they searched me naked in the house. They said that's their routine. When they come to your house to evict you wrongfully, they have to search you, for their own safety. And she said she can't help me with that case because if she goes against them for something like that, the police will drop R. Kelly and Weinstein case. So right now, I criticize her a lot that she should be arrested because that's considered bribery. You don't bribe the police to arrest anybody, whether R. Kelly and Weinstein. So since then, they've been hiring little kids to be calling me bitch and all that. I was on the Q train today, and those kids were very unruly. They're hiring little kids to jump me, and some of the kids they hired to jump me, I heard some of them, they used to attack me in Brooklyn by the Tiger store or across the street from Atlantic Avenue Stadium called Barclays Stadium. And I used to call the police around that neighborhood, and the police wouldn't help me. And I heard some kids went to attack a Spanish guy, Michael Hernandez, this year, and beat him dead. So they need to trace. Are those kids that beat Michael Hernandez dead, are they the same kids working for Me Too? Because that Me Too has been hiring little kids to jump me, to beat me up, punch me in my sleep. And the pattern of violence, the subject of this Michael Hernandez, is similar to the way it's the modus operandi. So this Me Too, they say they're very violent. Even R. Kelly said they're getting him beat up in prison, and he's been getting death threats. Said even the nurses allegedly try to poison him with medication in prison. So this has to be taken serious. And some of these lawyers representing R. Kelly and Weinstein, they need to arrest them because they say sometimes they wait till the story is more tragic before they inform the court. I've informed this Arthur Adala, is the one representing Weinstein, and I informed the lawyer representing R. Kelly, I believe, on Instagram, and none of them is responding back. So sometimes they wait, like, God forbid someone like me gets killed as a witness. They say sometimes if there's a lot of protest, so they may feel that would help their client, to get out of prison. So they are selling people out these laws, So this meeting needs to be investigated for terrorism. They are corrupting black kids. And I heard Trump is helping Trump's policy of using soldiers in D.C. to go after blacks. So those kids were following me on the train and causing commotion at Prospect Park train. Head of the train was shouting the word bitch, and it was causing commotion. Soon the police started following me around. So that train call is 9183. So the police and their meter out of control. They are forming a lynch squad, and the MTA police and the police inspector general and your police commissioner, you all need to investigate this Me Too for violence. Anytime I post anything about them online, they hire black American kids and black Americans to jump them. And Nigerians, some black Americans feel like Africans because of slavery, say we saw their system slavery. So they're invoking ethnic hate, you know. So this Me Too lawyer, Gloria Orwell, and the Me Too group has to be investigated for violence and terrorism in collusion with the police, because that Me Too lawyer, Gloria Orwell, says she has something going on, bribery with the police, that she uses them to arrest whoever. You know, I'm not saying R. Kelly and Weinstein are not guilty, but but now that they're using the police to terrorize me also, they need to arrest this Me Too lawyer and this Me Too. I'm not saying every one of the Me Too is into terrorism, but whatever segment of the Me Too is into terrorism. You know, so this is what is going on. I'm at 86th Street. I'm a Nigerian. I'm homeless. They say bullies love to pick on people that are weak. I've been homeless for 15 years. I said now my mother's daughters also joined in killing my mother. Framed us crazy. My mother said they were just looking to get money through inheritance scam. They were just trying to kill my mother early. Because me and my mother had a lawsuit against the police around that time. I just lived in Pennsylvania and they were not part of the lawsuit because they don't live with us. Me and my mother was living on Staten Island when the police evicted us lawfully. So the only way the doors felt they could get the money was to kill my mother early. So they framed my mother up as crazy. Melania Flora, while my mother was getting treated at the hospital here in New York for heart disease. I had the hospital lock up. My mother was born in Nigeria, so she doesn't speak American English. I don't speak American English. So they're abusing us foreigners, in a xenophobic way. So I believe since the police and this Me Too saw my mother was killed by being framed up as crazy. So they're highly looking to engage me in violence to make me look like I'm crazy and I'm fighting everybody. So this is how they kill a lot of blacks in this country. If they can deem you dangerous and crazy. Even Michael Jackson's father said that. So when they used to call his son Wacko Jacko, was afraid when they were going to kill him. And when he finally got the phone call in 2019 that his son was killed, his son died, he said he suspected, it was set up by the doctor who was giving him propofol in the house. Because, when you start calling a black person crazy in this country, so they're trying to kill that black person, especially if that black person is not crazy. So it's not a good word to use on a black person. So I'm not crazy, and they're changing all their rules to deem me crazy, even for carrying my bags around. They'll tell me to get off the train. So, this is too much. I'm like, excuse me, this is my personal attack. I have no right. This is not a communist country. Since when did it become from capitalist to communist for you police to dictate to me arbitrarily? This is my personal belonging. This is not commercial product. Yeah, you can ban commercial flights from your public transportation system, but this is my personal belonging and I have the right to property. For you to tell me to go throw my property away. So they need to arrest this police. They're out of control. They're using the Me Too, using that to arrest me. That Me Too lawyer already needs to be arrested because she shouldn't be able to lock up blacks like R. Kelly and P. Diddy. I don't know if she's involved in P. Diddy's case or not, but while she escapes justice. So, they're allowing the white to arrest blacks when they arrest me as a black and I have evidence against this Gloria Orwell. It was a recorded conversation. I was under FBI surveillance then also. Because when my mother brought me from Nigeria here, I was arrested by the immigration. So I've always been on FBI surveillance. The city said that's what they recently do. So that conversation I had with Gloria Orwell on the phone, tell me she can't help me because if she goes against the police will go against her and drop the R. Kelly case and Weinstein, and she needs money for her client. So, so they need to, the FBI needs to, expose her, and she has to go to jail also. Nobody should be above the law. So this was good. And these lawyers that want my situation to sound tragic, because they said tragedy sells in America, it's like these lawyers are not helping me. Arthur Adala, they need to put him in prison also for being an accessory. So whites can't be playing games with black lives. I contacted Nigerian embassy also, they don't help me either. They promised to help me in 2019 when the police arrested me wrongfully and went and dumped me in the psych ward. So they said they can play games with your life. They stole my green card and stuff. So I'm a Nigerian. I'm being oppressed here in the U.S. My mother's been killed. My friend that was helping me with my court papers against the police has been killed. And this has to be investigated. And they're hiring black American kids to jump me. Some of them held up the train on Prospect Park today around 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And they were shouting the word bitch, And everybody in the train was confused. They were causing a commotion. They need to arrest this Me Too for hiring black Americans to be jumping Africans, especially black American kids, and hiring police to be jumping me. So this is getting serious. Like this Me Too want to start a racial riot and use their police to kill as many blacks as possible. So, this means, and a lot of blacks are not aware, they're dividing and conquering.